School we will be recommending implementing a computer-based graphic design program at Belmont High School. Currently, we're not offering any programs, any computer-based programs in the visual arts, and there's a tremendous need for that because there's so many career opportunities that exist in the visual arts. Yet at this time, are dependent on computer technology, and that's clearly a direction that that as a department that we should be moving in. And over the years, we recommend upgrading and replacing audio and lighting equipment as the need arises in both the Chenery and the high school auditoriums. We've done a great deal of work in that already with replacement of lighting and doing some repairs here at Chenery. And much of what has been through the assistance of the foundation, and we're very, very grateful for that. And for our own, from a budgeting perspective, as those needs come up. And that's it in a nutshell. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank our steering committee, Pam Curtis, Regina Kalajian, Caitlin McDonald, John McClellan, Eric Melly, Nicole Pond, Andrew Roy, Dan Sharpman, Mary Stark, and Helen Tassoni. And John McClellan and Dan Sharpman are here this evening, and many thanks to them. They've been very, very actively involved in this project and in our steering committee work. And so I'd be delighted to answer any questions that you might have or clarify any points in the plan of action.
I think you thought of everything. I don't think there's anything that's not here that I haven't thought of, time to time. I particularly like the idea of having private lesson opportunities after school at the high school. The parents certainly can pay for it, but the convenience factor of being able to do it at the school is just I'm a real believer in kids learning the correct way to hold their instruments. I'm a violinist. So I think that that'll be just such an opportunity for students if that could somehow happen. Mm-hmm. And that would be a no-cost kind of thing, the way I see it, which is, of course, money's always the challenge for us here sitting around the table, having just finished the budget season and feeling the black and blue marks from the
We've been exploring some options that might involve partnering with some local organizations or other departments within the town that might be able to assist us.
That would be great. Thank you.
Is it true that anybody who wants to go, evolve beyond the normal level in music past the middle school has to be in private lessons?
Do they have to?
That's not a right way to word that, but it seems like everybody has taken private lessons who's like in the orchestra, whether at Chenery or in high school. Is that the case, or is that not?
No, they don't all. They're not all taking private lessons. No.
Okay,
I'd say the majority of students, John, are.
I don't have a percentage figure that really would be accurate.
I don't think the majority.
It is.
Is it more than 50%? More than 50% of the students taking private lessons.
My daughter's in 7th grade. She says, almost everybody who's in her age group and beyond is taking private lessons because they're sort of exhausted where they can go in the whatever she could get here at Chenery, for instance.
I'd say that is less true of voice students and drama students. I don't know about dance students.
Okay, this is clarinet. So.
Yeah.
But the private lessons in the schools would be very convenient.
I think for many students, the deciding factor is location of where the lessons are. As you said, it would be so convenient to have them here at school, and that's often a deciding factor. Do I send my child to Longy to take a lesson and have to drive all the way across town, or would I take advantage of, or am I more likely to take advantage of it here in the schools? And if my child isn't a super serious musician, I might not take that drive to Longy. But if it was offered in the schools, I would certainly want my child to participate in that. And cost is certainly a factor, because private instruction can be very expensive.
Yeah.
I had a couple of comments to make. First of all, you can't imagine how wonderful it is to have you here talking about your vision and your goals, and the exciting things that we can do for students, instead of having you here having to talk about the possible things to be cut from your department. It's at the end of the budget season. As a school committee member, I can't tell you how much this kind of conversation is appreciated instead of the other kind. I also wanted to thank you for some of the creative ways that you've come up with to be able to do some things at either a very low cost or no cost. Some of the examples that you gave, for instance, with the theater classes, coming up with a rotation system so that you can offer courses in different years, so that kids can have more courses available, even though we can't afford to put additional staff in place. I mean, that kind of thing has been very much appreciated. And it's been exciting for me. I have the good fortune of having my 4 kids spread across all levels. So I see what's happening at the high school, the middle school, and the elementary school, and I've seen some of the elements of the directions that you're hoping to go in, you know, some sort of piloting of assessment, and for the first time at the end of the year concert at Winbrook last year, there was a performance by the instrumental, by the band. That's the orchestra, and it was the band, and that was such an exciting new piece to have as part of that concert, and so exciting for the kids who don't participate in Saturday morning music to have the opportunity to perform as part of an ensemble, which I can see as part of a bigger goal. And I think it was a wonderful opportunity to communicate with elementary parents in a way that you look like is one of your goals, by all of those parents who are in the audience who don't have children who are yet at the age of participating in instrumental music, or don't participate in instrumental music, had that wonderful opportunity right there in the elementary school to see those children perform and think about what that would mean for their individual children, and then kind of the whole sequence that's in place as you move through. I appreciate some of those new pieces that are there, and hope that we are able to move forward and implement them in the even greater degree that you're hoping.
I hope so too.
I notice that you are in the position of being in charge of the curriculum area that has the most exposure to the outside. I mean, the outside doesn't come for a math competition generally, but hundreds of people who don't have kids in the school still go to the music and the theater, which is a great thing. At the same time, there's some people point to us and say, "Why are you spending money on arts? Why isn't you just sticking to the basics?" Whereas a lot of us feel that art is one of the core things, even though there's no MCAS on it.
Yeah.
Thank
God.
Yeah.
Part of the graduation requirements for all of our students, and I think we revel in the fact that we have such high participation rates beyond the requirement, clearly.
I do occasionally get questions of, why are you offering this many courses in the arts?
I know,
it's not that many.
Well, I'm sure Bill and a number of his staff members could provide research that connects the learning of a musical instrument or the study of music with certain parts of brain development and connections with success in academics. I think personally, just not necessarily the research, but just the discipline of working in a department or in a program for fine and performing arts is really a benefit to our students.
How do you pronounce Philistine?
Well, I just wanted to comment that we don't hear that remark from parents whose kids are benefiting from this program, and there are hundreds of kids benefiting from this program. And I think it's very appreciated by so many people in our community that it's something that really sets Belmont apart. The fine arts program, the music program, the theater program. I loved the last production of the theater company. It was just fabulous. So I thank you for all of your hard work.
Well, and thank you for all of your support for our programs.
Is there anything else we could do for you besides,
Don't ask. See you tomorrow. Very dangerous.
The owner of the Washington Redskins once said that he gave the coach an unlimited budget, and he exceeded it.
Thank you.
Does this require an action on our part?
No.
Just to accept it, right? Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you very much.
Great work, though.
Well done.
Thanks, Dan, for coming to.
Well, John, you remembered. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Thank you all very much. It was an honor to be part of the process and be able to work with the staff on this. To understand what really goes into making a great school arts program. Yeah. And just really excited to plan.
Or you do know it wouldn't be where it is without the parent participation, right? I mean, we all know that.
It does feel like a community effort, and seeing you work with performances and things like that increases that sensibility. So thank you. Well, the parents, thank you for the support. The students thank the parents for the support sometimes. And we'll see you at the next show.
Well, and the enthusiasm of the kids. I mean, really, they're driving most of these programs.
And thanks for the free tickets.
And Mr. McClellan, you've been to how many school committee meetings this year? We're expecting you now to every single one because you've become such a regular feature at all of our meetings.
Start serving coffee.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming, John.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, where are we? Report of subcommittees. One thing I sent out to just the subcommittee members is a very first cut at subcommittee and liaison assignments. And so work in progress. I didn't print out copies and bring them because I forgot. But I'll be working on that over the next couple of weeks. If you have ideas for areas we did not cover, whether it's as a formal subcommittee or just, I was thinking more of having a point person for various things. That way it's, less formal and, it's more of an ad hoc thing, whereas Elizabeth's in charge of this thing and if she needs help, she'll ask for it. If not, she won't.
Did you just put me in charge of everything? No.
Just one, a singular thing.
That's because you're the senior most person.
John, I did know that the Belmont Special Education Advisory Council is not included in the subcommittees, yet I was asked last summer, and I'm happy to remain as a liaison, so I guess I'd like to have that.
It's on this one now. It's on the new thing that he sent
Yeah,
out.
but it's not on, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's just not on the report of subcommittees. I think it's probably memorized as every
I never
school
even
meeting.
looked at it.
It's not there. Thank you.
It should, if it were up to me, it would just say subcommittees.
I was thinking we might do that.
Yeah, you
because,
might as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of listening, just.
Listen to them all. Some of them come and go.
Okay.
Even better.
Report on any subcommittees? Which is fine, because I don't mind getting out of here.
We have lots of notes.
The
Oh, we do have the
warrant
minutes.
committee is just going over the remaining warrant articles for town meeting. That's all we're doing now.
Okay.
And we have how many sets of minutes?
6. I'd like to do
That's consent agenda.
consent
Oh,
agenda, and
sorry.
I'd like to take something off the consent agenda.
The first thing.
The first thing, the field trip permission forms, and just to talk about it a little. This is can I start?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is an area which really doesn't, it's not a policy, it doesn't really need school committee approval, but it's, we got feedback from parents last year about some of our forms, and so I thought it would be good to have a little bit of conversation about it. Because of the parent feedback we got, we started looking at the field trip form, and that sort of spun into the athletic form, the field trip form, the overnight trip form, all these forms, which now you have a packet in front of you, and you can see that they've all been worked on, they've all been improved. Some of the issues that came up with that field trip form actually weren't relevant to field trips, and they're now included in athletics. The athletic form has had added to it the authorization to provide emergency medical treatment, which it didn't have. These forms are vastly improved, and as a member of this committee over the last few months, I highly recommend that we approve them. I just want to say that we have a new lawyer, and we, at some point, will need to show these forms to our new lawyer and make sure they're okay with him. So it's possible that these forms will be in place for a year, and they may need to go through some kind of vetting process with our new lawyer.
Are they for school committee approval? Because Julie said no, the school committee, the school committee subcommittee was asked to look at them, but these are not part of a formal policy book.
Right.
So,
So they
It's
should
just
be.
procedures, not
Yeah.
policy.
Right. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that all of you were aware. That's right, yes, thank you for pointing that out. But I did feel that since parents do interact with this and we do get feedback, I wanted to talk about it. Anyway, I wanted to make all of you aware that these will be looked at by our new council at some point. And yet, at this point, I think these are so far and away improved over
so
what we
much
had.
better.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
much
they really
better.
They've been vetted by Jim Davis, by Mike Harvey, by Debbie Alexander. We've talked to the secretary in the athletic office who actually processes the forms to make sure that the processing of things will go smoothly. So they've been looked at in a very thorough manner. And
There is one form we haven't had before. I don't know if you want to mention that.
why don't you,
There's a fourth form. We've never had a permission form for student activities in general, for after-school activities, clubs, and so forth.
Non-athletic.
Non-athletic. So we've always had for trips, for those kinds of forms. So this is new, and it's done on advice of council, and I think it'll be a little bit harder to get these forms in and back, signed by our parents, but we'll work on it.
but I think Mike Harvey suggested they're going to go out right at the very beginning of the year with the initial packet, which
Oh,
everyone
when you
has.
return your fee, you can return the,
Well, the fee will,
See the fee? Yeah.
the fee will go, I think the athletic forms, yeah, that's all been worked
Yeah,
out.
okay, good.
Hopefully we'll have a return rate that'll be good. But yes, you're right, thank you for
So,
mentioning that. And
then
people felt that was important because we have lots of clubs that involve athletic activity.
And-
So,
yeah.
So I think, is it worth telling the parents who had concerns earlier that here, we worked on these, or is it just let them find out next year?
We'll see them.
We'll see them.
yeah, they'll see them.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions, but since we don't need to approve them, I don't know who I should just direct them to, but I can do it privately. There's just a couple of little typo things, and on the international, which I can just pass to whoever would like them. But on the international form, I noticed that it talks about kids as minors, and I know when my son was who's going to be a senior next year, was on the, cutoff date for the summer, we kept him on another year, so he's gonna be 18 all next year, but everything says minor, so I just don't know if that needs to be at all changed.
I think if you could write a note on that and give that
Yeah.
to Elizabeth, and then we
Okay.
can hand it on to
Yeah, I
Phil
don't,
Boyer.
I don't know, and I apologize as a lawyer for these forms, most of them,
Oh, I
the
know.
language is very formal, very upsetting, very off-putting.
Yeah.
I remember a dad, when we were in Boston at the Medco parents meeting, you look like you're signing your kids away, and whatever happens, everyone is absolved, but as a lawyer, I'm having to tell you that's simply not true. It's just like when you park in the parking garage, it says not responsible for articles lost or stolen, that is not true. They are responsible for your articles lost or stolen.
Oh, that's good to
Yes,
know.
because they have assumed responsibility for your goods, it's called a bailment. I mean, it's just, I wish I put a disclaimer on all of this. If someone messes up, you could still sue, is what you want to be able to tell people. But in the meantime, it's just this legalese that is so upsetting, especially if it's your little kindergartner you're putting on a field trip, and you're basically saying, no matter what happens, you're all absolved, which is just not true.
Well,
You cannot waive
the
away
new
those
language
rights.
is not.
One of
Yeah.
the things that we talked about is how field trips that are part of the school day and part of the curriculum are, we still have responsibilities as a school
Local
district, the same responsibility we have when they're in the building. And, that is not the case after school. That's when it's a voluntary activity. So we sorted through some of those, what's voluntary, what isn't, what's part of the school day, what isn't, and tried to clean that language up a little,
You
one
simplified it,
particular
Chris.
parent, and I think there was another parent also that,
It's just when your
They
kids
pick that
first
up.
hit school and you first see it, you think, oh
Oh, my God.
my God, this is terrifying, but then you just get used to it. But it is they can be off-putting, but
so
that's
if you
just
want
the
to
way it
give me
is.
those comments, I'd be
Yeah, they're
happy to
just
pass
little
them
ones.
on to the committee. We're meeting again tomorrow morning.
Okay, that doesn't go.
There was on the the field trip permission form, there was just one sentence that I had an issue with the
Do you wanna
wording of that.
Pass that to my way, and I'm sure that,
Typos.
okay.
Just little ones.
It's, the spirit of what it's trying to say, I agree with the wording of it. It's that you should also advise your child that he/she must follow the directions and instructions of any adult who accompanies him/her on this trip. There are directions and instructions that adults may give my child that are inappropriate, that I have no interest in having my child follow. And the way that this, I wouldn't want to convey this message to my child. I would do it in a different way, and I think it can be worded in here in a different way. So I don't know what that different way is. I didn't get as far as thinking about that. I just put the red flag there that that sentence was one.
If you want to pass that
Okay.
this way, I will just share these things with the committee tomorrow.
So we're removing that from the consent agenda?
Yes.
So thank you all.
Thank you for doing this.
So can I
Thank
move the
you,
rest of the
Allison.
consent agenda?
Sure.
That's right.
Can I move the rest of the consent agenda?
Yes.
I'll second. And those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? It's great. Now it's minutes.
And I apologize for the volume of minutes.
It'd take a while.
I got a little behind.
It's hours, not minutes.
I was happy to report
Issue.
no corrections from me.
You don't want to hear from me, I got a lot of them.
No, I read them all, and I was so pleased I didn't see anything. Well, you're a more careful reader, perhaps.
One question I had was that there were 2 other times we were convened that were not our regular Tuesday evening meetings. I wasn't sure what we.
There were some notes from those that I think actually may already have gone through. These are not, I think we got out of order. Because I know we had ones from the meeting we had at the school administration building one time.
I mean, like the March 1st meeting when we were in session with the selectmen and the
selectmen.
warrant committee.
I don't have notes.
And
I don't
for a
have
short
notes from
time
this.
prior to that. And then March 17th, we were in session with the selectmen at their table.
Okay, I don't have notes
Yeah.
from either of those.
I wasn't sure if that's something that we typically have minutes
I don't
that we approve from. It seems like we
Usually
could
just, you know,
simply put that.
We
I
convene
was
and
gonna
we
say,
adjourn.
so,
We never-
Exactly.
you know,
we never have
March
any-
1st.
Right.
I think that technically we probably should
All right, so that was.
have the,
It was all discussion, I don't think there were any.
Yeah, I know. Do you want me to email Kathy and just
I'll take
put
care of
something
it.
together?
I'll follow up with her tomorrow, March
Okay.
1st and March 17th.
Yep. So one was our Saturday meeting.
Saturday
one was
morning.
the meeting with the board of
With the
selectmen.
selectmen.
Do you want to go through each of the minutes and give your amendments?
I'm going to skip anything that's just typo and really minor and pass those on afterwards, okay?
Great, that's wonderful.
On February 26th,
Could we, so all of the others are okay preceding that?
preceding that,
The
Should
5th
we-
and the 12th?
Should we vote?
minor typos.
Should we vote the 5th and the 12th?
or do you want to just make amendments and do them as a batch?
Okay.
We should prefer instead of,
Amendments?
So that's just a minor one. Major business 4.1, revision of the FY 2009 budget. I thought that the wording that's there needed to be significantly revised, because it's talking about budget cuts and level service, the warrant committee requests for level service budget. But what was actually going on was, I think, different than what's reflected here in the minutes. I can read the revisions
Read your corrections.
that I have. So Dr. Missel reviewed with the committee a list of reductions. I can give you this, I'll just give you this afterwards.
Okay.
Reductions from the superintendent's original recommended budget in the amount of $1.6 million, necessary to meet the reduced service dollar figure provided to the school department by the warrant committee and town accountant. And then in the very last sentence, where it said the reductions were made in response to the warrant committee's request for a level service budget, the reductions were made in response to the warrant committee's request for a non-override reduced service budget. And that's in my mind, a very significant difference that needs to, yeah, okay, so that was it on that one.
Wait, I'm sorry. No, the warrant committee asked us for a level service budget.
Not for February 26th. No, that comes later in the process. They asked us for the reduced service, non-override budget. That was why we produced that list of $1.6 million worth of cuts from the superintendent's.
That's not my memory.
Yep, that was for
Well,
February
$1.6 million worth of cuts takes us down below level service, so we didn't produce what they asked for if they asked us for level service.
Okay.
I'm certain that what they asked for was, in those terms, the non-override reduced service budget. Let's see. The March 4th meeting, major business. In that meeting, we actually switched 4.1 and 4.2. We did the kindergarten discussion first because the elementary principals were here, so I assume the minutes should reflect that switch. And then in 4.1, the discussion of the 2009 budget, it doesn't have any mention at all of the proposal that Scott presented for the...
You mean 4.2 now? It's
Which
gonna
would
be
now be
4.2,
4.2.
okay.
Right, for the sequencing of the major ballot questions. That was a pretty significant part of what went on that evening, was Scott's presentation of that proposal that the school committee then, I believe we voted on it, and...
If it were a vote, I would have had it, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think
I think
we
there's a
We-
consensus support of it.
Yeah,
We got a
didn't actually
consensus
vote
of
on it.
support that we should present it to the warrant committee, but I don't remember
We
that
didn't
we
actually
actually
vote.
took an official vote on it. That's the way I remember.
Okay, one way or another, I think something should be in there that reflects that,
Okay. Do you
that
have a proposal
presentation.
for it, or-
I didn't get that far, I just,
All right, so we'll hold off on
I
March
can
4th.
think about,
No, I'll put something in, it's
well,
fine.
but I think we can just say amended, do we have to have the exact language before we approve it?
No, but I honestly, maybe it's just the time, I don't recall, he presented
An idea.
an idea.
This whole proposal for the sequence of 3 ballot
sequencing of
questions
that
affecting
ballot
property
questions.
taxes, and he walked through this whole, the school committee's proposal to put the operating override first and what that
Okay,
would
yeah.
accomplish. And
So why
there
don't
was-
we just say as amended, and I'll put something together, Pat, and
And
send it to you,
if you want me to
okay?
help you put something together
I
as
can
well.
manage just fine.
Could do that. And then, so then we go to March 18th. And 4.1, approval of full-day kindergarten. I had some changes there, which I can read.
I'm just laughing
and then-
because that was the night they were like, back and forth.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
think because there's stuff, because the various things that I said are there, then that's why it's one that I want to change. So a robust discussion of the administration's proposal for a universal full-day kindergarten program supported by DOE grant funds and tuition paid by parents took place. Ms. Rittenberg provided a compromise proposal to establish a separate half-day program in addition to the fee-based full-day program. Fee-based program proposed. Ms. Rittenberg stated her support for a full-day kindergarten, but was not supportive of a program that made the full K curriculum available only through the payment of tuition. So those were my amendments there. It just made it clearer. It wasn't a tuition payment I was opposing, it was, okay. So anyway, and then 4.2, discussion of the budget. The discussion that went on, I wrote a whole bunch of different things, and then just came to a final, this is where we get to the level service, the warrant committee and the level service. Committee members participated in a discussion of the recent adjustments to the budget that allow the school department to get very close to what we consider to be a level service budget. Committee members commented on the implications of the town opting to close the FY09 budget gap with one-time sources and therefore postponing an operating override until next year, rather than sequencing the 3 major upcoming ballot questions in the order proposed by the school committee at the March 4th meeting.
Are you adding all of this language? This is
Instead of the language that's there, because the language that's there, it just talks about the recent revisions that allowed for the use of one-time funds to return teaching positions and reduce the athletic fee. There was a whole host of things that...
I'm okay with most of what you said, except the last part, I would say, not to put the thing about staging the override thing, because I don't think there was a real consensus on the committee's part that that was the alternative we wanted. I think
It's under 4.2 or 4.3?
4.2.
4.2.
Aren't minutes supposed to be sort of a summary of what has happened instead of a longer verbatim narration?
Actually, our minutes are just supposed to be action minutes, which are just votes.
Yeah. That's why I don't know
And
that we
I've
need
tried to put a little
everything
more
else.
around it, so,
Uh-huh.
but I think that it's not working well for us.
I mean,
I think it's fine.
if we want to do that, though, I mean, one of the things this committee can talk about when we have those sessions is, if you want to do that, then you may need to hire somebody to do it. Right now, it's being done by Pat and Diane, while, they try to listen in and so on and so on.
Which, by the way, the warrant committee and the Board of Selectmen have hired somebody to do it. The same somebody
Yeah,
is paid to do their minutes.
Right,
our previous council said not to bother.
But
yeah,
Well, let's-
yeah. So, I mean, but it seems to me a conversation that the committee as a
Yes.
whole should take.
And I'd be happy to
Yeah.
move to just action minutes. It was my feeling that the summary that was here does not actually reflect it's a very small piece of what the
Yeah,
conversation that
I only
went
put a
on.
sentence in here, school committee members, am I on the right date here?
March 18th.
4.2, March 18th.
March 18th.
Okay, I'm on March 25th. 4.2. Committee members.
Well, perhaps what we could do is ask Ann to give the suggestions she has for this to, I don't know, to Pat or to Diane, and then we can revise them. I mean, Kathy has it all on,
Oh, yeah.
disk, and so we can make any changes needed.
I'm happy to do that.
And then maybe we should approve them next time.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
good.
what I think, because everybody gets a chance to look at it.
Well, there's
Yeah.
some that we can, this particular meeting with, and maybe the last one that I just
would
did,
hold off on March 4th, too.
but let's approve some of these because there's too many of them.
Yeah, the 5th and the 12th, it didn't sound like there were any
How about the
edits to,
25th?
were there?
The
March
25th was fine, March 25th.
Okay.
So the 5th and the 12th, there are no changes to.
I don't think so, and I'm not sure about the 25th.
The
Were there changes?
26th, there were some,
Yeah, March 25th,
no, wait a minute, we've got February 5th.
Right.
February 12th.
Right.
February
February
26th. And March 25th, that can all be approved. We're going to hold off on March 4th and March 18th.
I thought Ann had
for
some
revisions.
changes on the 26th.
I did do some on the
Yes, there are
26th,
changes.
but
But
it's
they were small.
Okay, and you got them,
few.
to be able to give them to,
I can just
yeah,
give
or
you.
Ann can give them to, okay. Yeah, just as long as the.
There, I mean, there were some changes in terms of the review of the budget, and
Okay.
I think they're changes in wording that, personally, I don't have a problem with, and if Ann gives them to Pat, then that's fine.
Okay.
So March 4th is not okay.
March 4th and March 18th.
Wait, March 4th was only, just it needed wording about
It needs wording
Scott.
about Scott's thing, and I'd rather do that.
I'd rather
And do it and then approve
Yeah.
that later? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking for a motion to approve minutes as amended for February 5, 12, 26, and March 25th. You're supposed to say so moved.
So moved.
Second. Those in favor,
I'm in
Aye.
favor.
Aye.
opposed,
I'm
abstained.
sorry.
Okay, so we'll respin those other two
Yep.
for next time.
Diane moved?
Who moved?
I moved,
And
I
and
second.
John seconded.
John seconded.
And that's it, right? Next meeting is May
13th.
13th.
13th, we're going to have a number of items coming up then. Should be a very interesting meeting. The special ed survey, we'll bring in Ken also at that meeting to talk about the, just an update on special ed services. We may have students for getting their awards for service, community service. We usually do that in March. I'm sorry, May.
We've gone past March.
And I'm not sure if there, yeah, and I know there are other items too.
Memorandum of understanding? Probably
Memo of
done.
understanding, okay, good.
All right. Move to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Do we need to go into executive session to wrap anything up for you guys?
No, we're postponed.
Okay.
Second?
A second.
Those in favor of
Aye.
adjourning, aye.
10 aye. 10
Perfect.
All right, see you soon.